All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone, and we're here to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai,
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Kakwadash.
Kakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who grew well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and our fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
All right. We got this article today off of a very good app called Newsbreak, keeping us up to date around the clock every day on things that are happening in the world. And this one's going to be centering around the situation of the supposed ceasefire that happened between the U.S., Israel, and Iran, and there really hasn't been any ceasing of the fire, for lack of better words. Um, it's titled Trump Says U.S. Navy to Blockade Strait of Hormuz After Failed Talks. All right, pretty much what we're saying. But we have opening scriptures first.
This is First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, "But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you." Verse 2, it says, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai, so cometh as a thief in the night."
Alright, so hey, the prophets, alright, that are out there on the highways and byways, alright, hey, pretty much we understand, alright, the time period we're in, man. Alright. Hey, we're watching the things that are going on daily, alright, and we're lining them up with the scriptures to let us know how close we are to salvation, man. All right. Hey, the scriptures that we use these as pretty much as a guidebook, man. All right, to let us know what's getting ready to happen. All right, and how, like I said, how close we are to salvation, man.
Precept.
All right, the prophecy how Bashim and Hawashai, hey, we understand that the day of the Lord is going to come as a thief in the night. All right, but we have these scriptures to let us know, pretty much give us an estimated time of when these things are going to take place, man. All right, for years and years and years, all right, hey, the prophets of GMS been letting y'all know, hey, when things start to pop off in Iran, that's how you know, hey, we're getting pretty close, man. All right, but the people of this world, man, they're not watching, they're not measuring the times, man. All right, they're not reading the scriptures to get prepared, man. All right, so the day of the Lord is going to creep up on them as a thief in the night, man. All right, unlike the prophets, where we know what's going on, man. All right, and we're preparing ourselves for that great day, man. All right, but a lot of you are going to get caught unawares, man, by the day of the Lord. All right, because you're too focused on worldly things, man. All right, carnal things and vanity things that don't matter, man. All right, you got it. Let's go.
Yeah, this is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 9, beginning at verse 1. It says, "He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." And this is a conversation transparent between Esdras, the prophet, who is also he's Esdras in the Apocrypha, but Ezra in the Old Testament, same person. He's having a conversation with the Archangel Uriel, okay, about the things that are going to come to pass, the visions that he was given, the prophecies that he was given. All right, he said when you start to see those things, you're going to know that the Lord is going to begin to visit the world which He made. All right. Now we know some time ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, the Euphrates River dried up. Okay, that was in preparation for these nations to come to battle, according as it's stated in Joel chapter 3. The Lord's going to plead for His people in the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is Jehoshaphat in Hebrew. The Lord's judgment. All right. He's going to bring all those nations together, and this is where the bulk of World War III is going to happen. All right. This is verse 3. Therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, which we are seeing a bunch of all over the place right now. You know, you have some of these European nations that have already, made the MOTB mandatory. All right, well, they're not having it, but it is what it is. All right, the earthquakes. What can we say? A lot of brothers have that earthquake app. I have it. In just over a 3-day period, they're happening all over the place. With some pretty high magnitudes too. All right. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Yeah, Isaiah 46:10. He's declared the end from the beginning, and his counsel is going to stand. Just roughly paraphrasing. All right. Everything he said that was going to come to pass is here now. All right. It says, verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world at the beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Manifest being, the end is being made known. You have everybody coming to battle over there in the Middle East. Okay, again, the earthquakes all over the place, uproars of the people. Amalek being revealed. Okay. It says,
if I may jump in there real quick, pretty much anything, all right, that's on this earth, no matter what it is, has a beginning point as well as an end.
mm-hmm.
All right, and we're quickly approaching the end of this current world, man.
Okay.
All right, ruled by Esau, Edom, man, the so-called white man. All right, and like the brother said, when you go into that word manifest, also in the Edom Online it says made clear or open to the eye to view or understand or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's obvious. All right, that we're approaching the end of Esau's rulership, man. All right, this place has been circling down the toilet bowl for years and years and years, and it's about to be flushed, man.
Yep. All right.
Esau, people starting to realize that he's the wicked that the scriptures speak about, man. All right. They've been kicked out of, and I'm speaking about Amalek here. They've been kicked out of so many different countries, man, because of people know who they are now.
Well over 100.
Yeah.
Moab called them the name stealers.
God.
And I forgot there's a book where they were also called the serpent people. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty sad. This is Malachi chapter 3 verse 18. This is KJ. Well, let me make sure I got the right KJV. Yeah, KJV. It says, "Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serves the Most High and him that serve him not."
Yeah.
So, just to summarize some of the things that were said, the wicked's being revealed in this time, but also the righteous.
Yep.
We're also knowing we're in a time of apostates and sellouts,
Mm-hmm.
and so everybody's being revealed as to what sort, because the scriptures talk about that everyone will sort to their like,
Yeah.
right? You have the prophets and the righteous are coming together. You also have the wicked. They're all coming together, though they are divided, and we're seeing what side the people are taking.
Yep.
On this, at the bottom level, because we're at the bottom. I want to read this in the GNT. It says, "Once again, my people will see the difference between what happened to the righteous and to the wicked, to the person who serves me and the one who does not." So it's going to be more. I mean, much more clear of the path of the righteous, because he says the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more to the perfect day.
Mm-hmm.
So as we get closer and closer to Yahweh Shem Shai, the Lord's going to make it known who are my chosen. The more that Esau Edom continue to do, the more he's going to be that much more exposed for the lies and things that he has done. Trump has been yelling peace for ever since the first term, but mainly since this term he's been calling himself the, you know, the leader of peace. You know, in other words, but the scripture that said, "There is no peace," said the Lord, unto the wicked. So we're going to discern and be able to see, you know, the more and more he yells peace, the more and more the Lord is not with him, you know, and the more and more those things happen, because the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. You'll start to see all these leaders, like even the leadership in Iran, bringing out these videos, these Lego videos showing more and more why this place should be destroyed. The prophets are speaking against them. The animals are also, you know, beaching themselves and reacting. The trees are dying and different things under this current rulership. And the Yahweh Vashem Al-Sai said he's going to set up over it one that is more profitable. So as they're trying to push and get control of the Straits of Hormuz, eventually it's going to brew up into this third world war, where missiles will be shot and fired on Babylon, also known as America, and Yahweh Shai, which has mustered the host of the battle, will return and put everything under. We want to hit a few points in this article. All right, you're gonna add it to the link.
Yes.
At the link. So we're not gonna go through the whole article. We'll just probably read the intro or a few points. Bring out a few more scriptures or whatever is on brother's mind, and then we'll end it.
Yeah, it's actually very, very short.
Yeah, but we'll just read a few points.
Yep.
You know.
It says, and it's on the screen, we'll put the link to the article in the description box. It says, a day after failed peace negotiations between the United States and Iran in Islamabad, President Donald Trump said the U.S. Navy would start blockading the Strait of Hormuz. In back-to-back posts made to social media earlier Sunday, April 12th, Trump said that the United States will also interdict every vessel in international waters that had paid a toll to Iran to pass through the critical shipping route. Okay. It goes on to say, no one who pays an illegal toll will have safe passage on the high seas, Trump wrote on Truth Social. We will also be destroying the mines and the Iranians, the Iranians laid in the straits. Any Iranian who fires at us or at peaceful vessels will be blown to hell.
At peaceful vessels, but yeah. Precept. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. So he's speaking proudly already, speaking about going into the straits with peace, knowing the tension, and knowing, of course, what we have seen is that there pretty much was like, okay, for all the other, it's just Israel and United States were not allowed to go in.
Yep.
And whatever peace talks they had dealing with the Straits, now Trump is deciding I'm just going to go in there, and if we get touched, then it's going to be war.
Yeah.
When he shouldn't, you know. So his soul is lifted upright in him, he says, but the just, all right, which is the elect of Israel, shall live by faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. So he's getting into Iran, Venezuela, the different places, you know, that he colonized. He's always come with some form of propaganda, get people to feed into it, you know, into the philosophy, the different things, bringing diplomacy, democracy, and a lot of the nations in past time have always got the bad end of the stick, starting with the tribes, you know, here that was in the Americas, and then of course the so-called blacks as well. He says he never keepeth at home. So if we look at today's time, where's Esau? You know, where is Babylon, America? You know,
It's got all those military bases.
when Iran hit all those bases, those were points, markers to show you, you know, the places in which he's occupied, you know, not keeping himself at home, you know, attached himself to many of these places in the land. He says, who enlarges to desirous hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And what did Trump say? He's like, Canada should be a part of them. He's going to take Mexico. He's going to take Greenland. You know, those are just some examples of this man. All right, and it says, so that's what I wanted to get. You know, that's all I wanted to get on that. Yeah. I could have gone a little further, but go ahead.
Okay. The article goes on and says, a blockade which Trump described as effective immediately would be a significant escalation in the Persian Gulf, coming mere hours after U.S.-Iran peace talks ended without a deal.
But mind you, and just as a remembrance, because they are very known to deceive and lie, the moment that supposedly Iran agreed to these peace talks and the ceasefire, Lebanon started to get hit.
Yep.
So this is again going back to the least of the flock shall draw them out. Trump's trying to finagle and find ways out, you know, to quell, you know, his approach, this current approach with Iran. And every time, this is like maybe the second time, Israel has jumped in the mix, you know, has done something to keep things, to stoking the fire.
Yeah, they fired on southern Lebanon, which also goes to prove another point. Southern Lebanon is at the tip of Israel. And see, they trying to push them beyond that border, which is telling you they don't have all the land as they're supposed to.
Yeah.
In the scriptures. So, yeah. All right.
Do we want to read the verse?
Yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, well, go ahead and hit it. I thought we did, my bad.
We have verse 3. Yep, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3.
Okay.
It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them.
He started 2 again.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 2. It says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Al Shai, so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
All right, so the scripture is letting you know. All right, then when you hear, all right, them speaking about peace talks and things of that nature, all right, pretty much prepare yourself, man. All right, because it says sudden destruction, man. All right, well, hey, they was going to get together to talk about so-called peace, and nothing came from it, man. All right, and Lord willing, hey, this thing doesn't die down, man, because hey, we ready to get up out of here, man.
Yep.
All right. It says, and sudden destruction come up upon them as travail upon a woman with child, man. All right, so going into what we was getting into earlier, pretty much, we understand that a woman is usually pregnant for 9 months, man. Right? A doctor can give you a due date, but he has no idea when that at that moment is going to exactly happen, man. He can't tell a woman exactly when her water is going to break, man.
Right.
All right, and ultimately, hey, once her water does break, man, all right, that baby is gonna come regardless, man. All right, just like the times that we're coming into, man. Once certain things happen, man, you get to a point of no return, man.
God.
And that's pretty much how it's looking right now. All right, it's looking like we've gotten to a point where there's no going back to peace, man, or going back to how the world is what they say supposed to be, man. All right. It's gonna keep getting worse and worse and worse, ultimately until this place be destroyed, man, and we get delivered, man.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, it's, we got America has its 250th anniversary this year. Going right now, it's not going to be a time to rejoice.
Yep.
You're going into war. What did they do? Just reinstated the draft and raised the age. It's like 18 to 42 now, something like that. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting.
Hold on, please. Where you can go back to the article.
Okay. It says Vice President J.D. Vance said the United States was unable to reach an agreement to end the war in Iran after a marathon meeting in Islamabad, Pakistan, saw that U.S. and Iranian officials meet face to face. The first peace talks between the two nations in 47 years. Trump said in one of his.
So they said they was unable to reach an agreement, man. So nothing came from these peace talks, man.
Right.
And it's something they've been talking about for about a week or so now. Some peace talks, man. And Iran pretty much like, nah, we ain't going for it, man.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right, so like I said, America, they got to stand on business now, like the people say, man.
mm-hmm.
All right, or what? If they back down, they gonna look like cowards, man.
Right.
All right. So like I said, we've gotten to a point of pretty much of no return, man. All right.
Got a quick precept.
Well,
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven." I'm going to jump to verse 8. It says a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. You know, so
Go ahead, bro.
yeah. So we're clearly entering into the times of war right now, man. You know, here in these latter days, because in the scriptures, Yahushua he showed us signs. You know, you're gonna hear wars and rumors of wars, right? But we're living in the times to where those rumors are gonna be actually turn into actual wars, man.
mm-hmm.
You know, up until the point of a nuclear war, man. Because at the end of the day, that's prophecy, man.
Yep.
You know, World War III is talked about in the scriptures, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, how you got it.
If I may add, before you got to remember, this is the third time. Why would Iran trust them? You bombed them twice in the middle of negotiations while they were at the table, and the United States hit them. So, we know it's not going to happen. You go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, just real quick. The book of Isaiah, chapter 9 and verse 5. It says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire." All right, so this is talking about the war that's going on right now and that we're coming into, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, back in past times, what it said there was the battle of warrior was with confused noise. All right, you heard there were swords clacking against each other, man. Warriors yelling and things like that. All right, but the battle that's getting ready to happen is gonna be fought with fire, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The war to end all wars.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I got a precept. This is Isaiah 48, verse 20, points 22. We're just going to jump up. It says, "Go ye forth of Babylon, flee ye from the Chaldeans," which these modern day Chaldeans is these top elite banking families.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Amalekites who run the news media. I mentioned the banks, your entertainment industries, social media, top social media industries, and even up to your top officials in our U.S. government.
Mm-hmm.
So it says flee. It says flee from the Chaldeans. And how do we flee from this place? Spiritual. We don't have anything but the words of the Heavenly Father, His Son Yahushua, to change our ways, and get out of the mist, spiritually out of the mist of Babylon, because everything that's attached to this place is going to be destroyed.
Yep.
And it says, "With the voice of singing declare it, tell this, utter it even to the ends of the earth." And we know that Yahushua said that, when the prophets would, in Acts, in Samaria and the uttermost parts of the earth, the prophets will stand up and start to preach the words, and we know that this is the new song, the true gospel of Yahushua.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
yeah, just a quick point, and we know that the prophets were going to do that according to Acts. I think so. Romans 10 says that our sound will go out through the ends of the earth.
Mhm.
Psalms 19. So yeah, the internet is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for
Yeah.
this word going out. You know, the ability to just like Pentecost. You know, we speak in our language, but the people abroad can hear it in theirs.
Yeah.
You know.
And then and like I said, with the voice of singing, declare ye. This is the good news.
God.
Okay, this is what we're declaring. When it says publish it, great are the feet of them that publish.
The Lord gave the word. Great is those who publish it. I think it's.
Yeah, grab it real quick.
Yeah. I got that. Grab that. Publish. It sounds like 85 and 11. Great. 68 and 11. It says, Psalm 68 and 11, the Lord gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it. And who's the company that published it? That's the prophets. Okay?
Right. So it says, with the voice of singing, declare ye, tell this, utter it even to the end of the earth. Say ye, the Lord hath redeemed his servant Jacob, which name became Israel, which means which is Yasher Allah, which is Yah, He, Shar, Prince, Power. Okay, so it's the children of Israel, and this is what's going to be made known more and more in these last days, who the Lord's chosen, especially who His elect men are. It says, verse 21. It says, and they thirst not when He led them through the desert. So just like in Egypt of old, being led out of Egypt, the Lord was with His people.
God.
All right. It says He caused the water to flow out of the rock, and the water also is representation in today's time is word.
God.
All right. Starting with our head apostles, a great millstone. Isn't that a great rock?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Water flowing from, right?
God.
Great millstone. And it says he clave the rock also. And I'm just making an analogy, as to Moses being the prophet, leading his people. And if you know the story, and then in this day and time, the world of Israel, starting with the elect, is being led by a great millstone. Started our head apostles, elders, chiefly Apostle Tahar. It says he clave of the rock also, and the waters gushed out. It says there is no peace, saith the Lord, unto the wicked. So I just wanted to, into that point. So you got a little bit more? Or
Yep, just a little bit more.
Okay.
It says, Trump said in one of his April 12th Truth Social posts that the meeting went well. See, yeah, you had conflict. Okay? And that most points were agreed to except the issue of Iran's nuclear program. So part of that program was that Israel did not bomb Lebanon, and they did. All right? Continue on. It says, Trump had said in a social media post on Saturday, April 11th, before the talks began, that the United States is clearing out the Strait of Hormuz though Trump and other officials did not release any specific timeline or details of the reopening. He says the concept of tolls has become a contentious issue as the United States and Iran continue to tussle over the strait, which Iran has effectively closed since the joint U.S.-Israeli war began more than 6 weeks ago. Trump has previously said he would oppose any Iran-controlled tolls placed on ships allowed to pass through the checkpoint, and has floated the idea of the United States instead charging tolls. Man, they're a piece of work. That's the end of the article.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're gonna say Iran can't do it, but they're going to do it. This place is something else, man. But that's that whole thing. He heapeth all people, all nations unto himself. The earth is given into his hand. But he's losing control of it. This is it. All right.
Hold on. Let's see if this comes up for me. This is the book of, I guess we'll end this if nobody else has anything. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 4. It says, we'll read up top of 1. The point I want to get to is in 5. It says, why standest thou afar off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in the time of trouble? And we know actually that he's actually here.
Yeah.
He's visiting these many places. Okay, so he's making himself more and more known that he's in the midst.
Manifest.
It says the wicked in his pride doeth persecute the poor, and we've seen that happen here in the Americas, right? It says let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. Eventually, they want to Nicaragua, the whole world, but mainly they want the Israelites, and he's going to fall into that very same snare, because what comes along with that MOTB is nuclear fire.
Yeah.
Okay, and for those who also cleave unto him, it says, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and we see he's boasting how this new world that's coming out too, this new world order that they're looking to accomplish, and bless the covetous whom the Lord abhorreth. And the Lord, he has hatred for the Amalekites.
Yep.
He has war with them for generation to generation. But you have America, of course, who's being led by them, has been sending billions upon billions of dollars, and everything that's set around, this place. That's why you're starting to see that it's U.S. and Israel who've become more and more isolated among all the other nations, even amongst their own allies in NATO.
Yep.
All right, and
Or
it says,
other Edomites.
right, exactly. It says, since the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High, you have Hexek, he always pops up mentioning, biblical points, and he relays it to, their escapades out there. Elder Yashawama brought up a lot how every time, you notice that they bring up the Bible is only because they're getting ready for war.
Yep.
They don't bring it up any other time. And so that just shows you that these are warmongers. All right. It says, he does not seek out the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts, only when it comes to war. Bloodshed, deceiving. It says, his ways, are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. He says, as for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. So he's very proud, even about, the straits. There was a guy who made a mention. He said, before they started the war, February 28th, before they started this conflict, the straits, there wasn't a tax.
Right.
There wasn't a toll. But then now they'd have made it far worse. So now you went in there, not only did they stop it, now you're coming out at the other end having to pay like $1 to $2 million toll per shipment.
Per ship, yep.
Per ship. So now you really have went in and made things far worse than what they have, which goes back to no peace unto the wicked. So do you have anything? Okay.
No.
Let me see if there's we'll stop it there. So we hope with that this lesson was edifying, uplifting, exhorting to the elect body of true believers. Before we end, we'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four corners of the globe. Until next time, all those listening and learning to you, we say Shalom.
Shalom.